Hey!
This is On the Bench with the two Johnnies with Board Gosh Energy. The summer's heating up now. Make the most of it with some new solar panels from today's sponsor, Board Gosh Energy. Save up to €1,000 and get a free BER cert. Board Gosh Energy. Know your power.
Hello.
You're welcome to On the Bench, a 6-part podcast series with some of the biggest legends in the GAA.
I am Johnny B.
And I'm Johnny Smacks.
Lads, every week we are joined by stars of the world of hurling and football who will answer the same 7 questions around pre-season, career highlights and life in the dressing room.
On the Bench this week is one of Offaly's true greats, a 2-time All-Ireland winner, 3-time Leinster champion, 4-time All-Ireland club medalist with Burr and an all-star for good measure, and the only guest who's ever brought us a carton of milk. Johnny Pilkington, welcome to the podcast.
How are you, Johnny?
Hey, Johnny.
All Johnnies.
Johnny.
Hey, thanks for the milk.
No
Just
problem.
terrible if to bring your own milk in to see us.
Well, it is, but I give them the super milk. Yeah, all right.
Low fat,
just
man.
low fat as well. Boys are in training. Johnny's hoping to come back shortly. So, They avoided the slim.
We need all the help we can get. What was it like for yourself then when you first burst onto the Offaly inter-county scene, speaking of dietary and pre-season and all that?
Listen, it was similar actually at that time. We were talking about calories.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
Oh, you would, of course. Like, we'd have a fry in the morning of the match. The boys now are actually just building up with carbs and that. So it's all the same kind of thing. No, we didn't have any real nutrition plan. We didn't have any issues as such. Well, I didn't have any issues with that. There was none of that kind of background. So it was based at that time as well. You know, you had your 3 or 4 league games before Christmas, and you had your 3 or 4 league games then after Christmas. So it was just a matter of kind of going training. There was no real mention of nutrition. Nutrition would, as I would say, start off in the morning of a match with a fry. You know, you walk down the street then to catch the bus and you know, pop into the shop to get the cigarettes. You know, chat to your man behind the counter. You know, who do you think I should mark today? Should I mark Bill Hennessy? These are just you know, your man wouldn't have a clue. I could be, you know, you're talking about Kieran Carey and Mike Hoolan. What do you think? He says, what do you think? Well, Hoolan is a bit strong and this, that, and the other. Carey's a bit fast. Right, yeah. Well, if I was you, I'd go. So then we'd hop onto the bus. Then we'd get the advice from there. Hop onto the bus, down at the back, chat and the whole lot. Up then into the Spa Hotel at that time and you know, soup and sandwiches. And as I'd like to say, a walkthrough then of what we were going to do that day, which was basically pucking around the car park and, you know, at the back of the bus. And then into Crow Park and the usual banging the tables and out you go. Similar.
What do you want for banging tables? No,
there would, of course, there'd be a whole heap of lads there to be banging table and going through the doors, you know.
So I can't get past the smoking. Were you smoking on the day of the game? You were?
Yeah.
How many would you been smoking a day?
About 25, 30 or that.
Not bothered.
Well, yeah, but like, I mean, at that time,
you were known for your fitness, like
Well, I was very fortunate that I naturally fit.
Yeah,
you know. Now, listen, they probably did catch up with me eventually later on, and along with food and dietary. You know, when you come to the 28th, the 30 age mark, but. Like smoking was a common thing at that time. I mean, you know, everyone. A cloud of smoke. Like we played our full backline for Burr. Like, I mean, you weren't allowed into it if you didn't smoke. And, they're all there. So you'd be coming into the dressing room after match, the showers would be on. You wouldn't know whether it was steam or smoke. There was that many.
Full smoking in the dressing room.
Yeah, of course, you know, at that time. And that wasn't just Offaly. It wasn't just that was everywhere.
And would you have smoked in the dressing rooms of Croke Park and all?
You would as well. Listen, obviously not when you're starting off, but as you built yourself into the team, you could. Like, I mean, I would have walked into a dressing room, and you know, and even at half time, and if you were that little bit late, you'd see 1 or 2 players there, the older lads, you know, and so eventually you kind of took over. Well, I wouldn't, to be honest with you, I wouldn't be smoking in the dressing room. You'd go into the toilet,
have a bit of respect for the asthmatics.
Just very.
Some fella be under pressure, wicked pressure. So, you were with Offaly from
89.
89 you came in.
89.
When did you finish up?
Finished up in 2001. It was my last championship game.
Okay, so you would have seen a fair change in the approach to the game in terms of professionalism, and like we were there where the lads pre-season was coming in and lifting weights and all that was coming in.
Yeah, well, we done a bit of it, and it didn't really finish up even at that time into doing the big, the how important the physical strength was at that. I think even that came on probably later probably in 2004, 2005. Like I was a tin whip of a lad, and I think that the first introduction to me in terms of weights and that was actually Fitzgibbon Cup.
Right.
So I went to UCG. And the Fitzgibbon Cup at that time, you had to play Friday, Saturday, Sunday if you wanted to win it.
Yeah, right. One weekend. Yeah.
All right. So there was a big, heavy training schedule for that. And so weights and circuit training would have been part of that in UCG. And you have to think about it. Not alone was it stamina, all right, over the 3 days, but you have to realize back at that time in the Fitzgibbon, you didn't really have the technically best hurlers in the club, let alone the county even going there, So you can imagine now what the kind of the weather condition on the banks of the Cork in UCG on a wintry December corner. I'm light as a feather. Some junior B cornerback from South Tipperary, all right, is there, all right, doesn't like any of this nice hurling that I wanted to tap around, all right, take you out of it, So there was all that building up, and that's what I say. The beauty of it was generally that cornerback was probably a medical student, so he could, doctor you out, at the end of it.
At least he could stitch you after.
He could stitch you after, which was it. So that was my introduction to kind of weight training. Eamon Cregan was with us in 2004. He was the first lad that brought in a physical trainer, Derry O'Donovan.
Yes.
Okay.
So prior to that, we had Pádraig Horn was with us for a while. Podge Mullaher, any manager that come in, done all the training.
Yes.
One-stop shop.
Is there anything you look back on now that you think, geez, that was mad? Like, were you running laps of the town or mountains or any of that kind of stuff?
Well, we didn't do any of that stuff in Offaly. Probably didn't need to. Clare had to do it. Yeah. And Wexford had to do it.
Because I remember around Clare and Wexford doing all this, mate, you were just tapping around the car park, smoking.
Yeah, so
play a game for you a chance.
Listen, what time is it on it? We'll be there 15:15. Clare probably had to do it as a mindset.
Yeah.
We were after coming, of course, in Offaly at our stage, we were after coming through the minors. We were after beating Cork and we bet Tipperary back, on a back-to-back, and we bet Waterford. No, we lost to Waterford in under 20. So we had that mindset of winning, whereas Clare hadn't. Actually, we bet Clare in 89. Brian Whelan was on it, Davy Fitz was on it, and a couple of other lads were on it. But
so you were used to winning.
So we had that. We didn't have a fear, and even more so, we didn't have a fear of the Kilkennys or anything like that, because we had played them in Leinster and we were winning them, we were winning them. So in that kind of thing, we didn't have to do anything. And, I remember actually just one training session and it was only about 8 weeks out to 8 or 10 weeks out from championship. Eamon Cregan was there and Derry O'Donovan. We were doing these laps around this kind of, actually probably a soccer field, actually, would you believe it, back then, just a tech centre in Burr. I think it's something like 12 or 14 only turned up for the training session and only 4 of us finished it, So
you won it All Ireland.
We didn't win it, no, we won it the next year. We lost to Kilkenny.
What happened to 10 lads who didn't finish training?
Oh, sure, they were automatic starters. It's all about pull, lads. Not about
That is brilliant. Yeah. And I have to ask you spoke briefly on it earlier, memories in the dressing room. Like you were saying, you were banging tables and the whole lot. Is there a speech or something that manager said in the dressing room or any of the players around that stands out to you that you still think, jeez, that was fucking unreal?
No, not really. I don't think any player listens to any manager and you can bang the Now, I know Michael Bond, actually, when he was over, he brought in 2 lads. He brought in Joe Cooney, which would be a big kind of, I won't call him a hero, but a big admirer. Yeah. And he came in, it was around that 3-game saga or whatever with Clare and he came in and didn't do an awful lot for me now at the same time. And about a week later or after, Pat Fleury came in and I can't remember what he said, but to me it was very, I got that.
He got you going, yeah.
But I was bringing a lad over to training at that time, and he was the reverse. He got the kick out of thing, and he Pat Florey didn't mean anything as such. It didn't reiterate with him, but no, I mean, in terms of that, let's be banging tables. Some of them,
everyone needs some,
right, and you'll have all that, and it's a lot more control now as well. You have your 2 or 3, but I do have to say there that I gave a couple of good speeches myself. Yeah.
Were you one for talking?
Before or half time or before?
No, this is before. Like, I mean, I went through it there, and we're in the fateful fields, and the pictures of all the All-Irelands were there, and I went up to them and I says, listen boys, there's the 81 team and Johnny Flaherty, and he gets the ball. Last minute we were betting, he gets the ball, and then there's the 82 footballers and Seamus Darby, and he has the goal as well, And then you go on to the 90 or the 94 team in the 5 minutes, and listen, this game is never over, lads, Even on to 98, we're picking out the 98 team. It took us a last minute puck of a ball against Wexford, dropping in, out of nothing. You just never give up, all the way through, I done that before Tipperary bets by a last minute goal in the minor.
Tip scored last puck of the game. Oh, geez.
So, that's where they kind of backfire. Yeah.
Hey, talk to me about Michael Bond. When he took over Offaly in 98, it kind of seemed like he didn't really know who he was. Or like this was the rumor, was that like he rocked onto the dressing room one night and you're like, who's that lad?
Yeah, that's it. His thing. And I'm a very good friends with the secretary at the time now, and he's the secretary at the time. And I've asked him even up to maybe, a year ago, where did you pull Bond out of? How did you get him?
So Babs was over and then he was gone. He got the bullet.
At what point of the season did Babs get to the door?
Just after the Leinster, about the Monday after the Leinster final.
And so a new manager was needed?
Yeah, after about a week, and he arrived in and just tugged down the dressing room, down there in the corner, and off he went. He just introduced himself, and off he went, and he said, listen, lads, love the way you hurl. Out then to a training session, pepping the step. Now at this stage, of course, the week before he came in, of course, lads take responsibilities, and there's all lads. We were kind of unique. People talk about leaders or whatever, but we had probably a lot of lads there that would take control of any situation.
Yeah.
And in all fairness to that group, and even at that, we went through few managers, and we got the results irregardless of them, But when he came in, training picked up. 2 weeks, we were, this was on the thing, and he says, right, we'll go down, we'll play Kilkenny again in a challenge match down in Nolan Park. Jeez, they gave us an awful hiding. They gave us a worse one. A worse one. Then we got the Leinster final.
And how far out from the next game are you?
Sure, I think the week later we were playing Derry or someone, and we scraped over Derry. So we did, But, sure, that time the old summer kind of went a bit mad, and Clare took their kind of, what you call him, Gerald Lang, kind of went on a kind of a crusade, I suppose, and that. So, we were all primed then for the first day in Croke Park.
And a 3-game saga followed.
3-game saga, yeah.
Yes.
Listen, the first day, we had nothing to lose. They were coming in. Gerald Lang was nearly going to be, he was sending someone to jail. Was there a Munster council or someone? I don't know. We were after dethroning a manager or whatever at all. We weren't training, we weren't doing nothing. So we weren't,
Two hammerings
there was
off
two hammerings off Kilkenny. So we did barely getting over Derry. So we went in anyway. But, and then, a dispute free. Actually, a dispute free at the very end to draw it with them, Following week or whatever, played Clare again. Now, again, at that time, Doma bombing had happened. It occurred the Sunday prior to it.
Yeah.
And what was supposed to happen was that both Offaly and Clare were supposed to go into the field to do a 3-minute silence or whatever.
Yeah.
We got caught in traffic. So, we didn't arrive into Croke Park until maybe 20 to 3, quarter to 3.
Yeah.
For a match at 3:30.
Yeah, that's shocking.
Not a big issue for our lads, all right, psychologically, all right. You said, But and that put us off in a big way. And I remember we were in the dressing room, Clare out in the field and the whole lot, so we eventually came out. So we fell behind and made a few changes. Lads moved around or whatever in the second half, got back into the game, and sure, yourself, timing error. you know.
And the sit down protest on the field.
Yeah.
What are you thinking when you're inside in the dressing room? Like, do you know that's going on, or like?
No, again, various lads. I mean, lads know Brian and Dignan would be very, very focal lads as such. So they were straight over to Jimmy Coney and giving them thing, and it was a whole bit. Just go into the dressing room then afterwards and say, listen, sure, why is it? And we went up to the bar, and then you saw the people kind of, because it didn't happen straight away. There was about 10 or 15 minutes.
So sorry, for people who don't remember,
the referee blew up early.
Referee blew up early. Yeah, we were 3 pints behind, and there was about 3 minutes left in the game. Maybe 5.
All Ireland semi-final.
All Ireland semi-final.
It's no matter.
Yeah, no.
So you're in the bar in Croke Park, looking out in the field.
Tens
of thousands of supporters sitting down in the field.
Yeah, sure. Listen, we'll do that kind of one there. Sure, it was everybody from Offaly was sitting.
Yeah.
You know, so it was. But and you're looking down and you're saying, "What's this?" And listen, the story is well documented there. That it was chatting to Anthony Daly up there, and they says, "Jeez, what's going on here?" He says, "Jeez, wouldn't you think they'd just go off home? Listen, we're back." Again, the whole thing of it is there that you don't get an awful lot out of the GAA in these kind of circumstances, you know.
Yeah.
And it was just one of those things, and I don't know what the decision was made. Maybe some cute lad came up and says, "Well, the law is the law. We can go back and play the other 3 minutes." Or we can get a replay. Yeah. So they give us the replay anyway for whatever it was, you know.
And you went on to win the All Ireland.
We went on to it. But the gas thing about it is we went after that match, of course, we were back. So we're after having a couple of pints in the players' bar.
Yeah.
And then you go back down to the Spa Hotel. Yeah. All right. And then maybe another pint.
Yeah.
All right. And then there's a meeting called, says, right, lads, listen, as this is around 7, 8 o'clock now. And this is the management kind of come up and they say, right, lads, there's a chance that this match is going to be on the following Sunday or the following weekend. And then a discussion, a debate, an argument, whatever you want to call it, was, well, we're not training if we're not playing. And can someone tell us if we are? We will train if we're playing, but we're not training if we're not. And someone then buys this and we're going to have this game in the whole. And eventually that, as it does in GA, just descends into, let's give out to the county board. And you know, give out to the county chairman. Why did we get more tickets for this match anyway? So that was all sorted. And the next day.
When did you hear that the game was definitely going to be replayed?
I heard around 12:30 on the Sunday.
And we still out?
Night.
Yeah, we were to train at 1 o'clock.
Okay.
And I
must have trained at 1 o'clock on
the Sunday. You see, this was a Saturday.
Saturday.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
So we was supposedly fixed for running, and you know, those Downton lads that says had no faith in the hierarchy of the GA says this match won't go on. There's not much point going over to Tullamore. So I found out then around 12 o'clock myself there that the match was on. The boys were overtraining. And
okay. Did you head on?
No, I didn't.
Had you been out the night before? You had. Not properly.
This is the 80s. This is the 90s. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, you know.
There's no going home after that point.
After that, you know. Yeah.
Well, on dressing rooms, like nowadays, there'd be someone in charge of where everyone is going and kind of nearly an entertainment officer, for lack of a better word, like a kind of a player's rep. How did you organise where you were going for a few pints and what you were doing and all?
Listen, it's all straightforward. Like, I mean, you just went back to Burr. And
everyone just went to Burr.
Yeah, the bus kind of came back. So like the bus comes back, and all the players, the 90% of the players are in the Burr area, as 8-10 miles out. You know, you're either in Banagher, Clarine, you're in, you know, so it's not too bad. It's not as if you're, you know, you have to go to the far. One or two lads from, you know, say past Kilcormac, you know, and that whoever.
They would have all been going to Melbus anyway.
And all into Melbus, yeah, all into Melbus, yeah.
Can we ask you about, we have a clip here.
No, I don't want to know about that. No, I don't know.
What will it mean if Offaly can win a third McCarthy Cup on Sunday?
It'll mean a hell of a lot of drinking.
It'll mean a hell of a lot of drinking. I haven't seen a player interviewed better since.
Yeah. Listen, a lot of immaturity. A lot of immaturity even now, you know. And, unfortunately, that's the unfortunate powers of bloody internet and social media. It keeps going up. Yeah, listen.
I love that clip.
Yeah, it's grand. I was kind of those tongue-in-cheek. Obviously,
there's a bit of crack.
That was it. But that would have been, you know, I mean, as I said, immature. You know, definitely, you know, and you know, when you take I wasn't captain that year, I was captain the following year.
They like your approach to things.
I did it, but
Is that 98?
94.
That's
94, yeah.
Because they were talking about how tense Limerick were in the build up to it.
Yeah.
And lads were saying, giving real good answers. And then they asked Johnny, what it mean to win All Ireland?
Yeah, as I said, listen, it's not one of my proudest moments on camera.
I'd be dead proud of that.
Rivalries. When you came up playing with Offaly, what's the biggest rivalry on or off the pitch?
Listen, you know, with Offaly and with ourselves, it's Kilkenny. You know, I mean, you know, it was Leinster. We didn't play, you know, it was Leinster and Galway, of course, were very strong at that time during the 90s. And Clare, Watford were there. But, you know, no Cork, no Tip.
Yeah.
And never got to really play in Championship or that. So, but no, Kilkenny, of course, was the big one for us.
And would you have had any personal ones, like, you know, you're going to be marking such and such?
No.
You weren't harsh with that?
No, I mean, you know, I just, like, again, I played in the middle of the field, you know? So if someone's chawing in my ear, well, I'm not doing my job. Why am I standing around listening to a gobshite, you know?
You should
and I'm on the move, you know? So, whereas, you know, whereas maybe an old good cornerback there will be able to do all that to you. But, you know.
Jeez, it was tough hurling back then. Me and Johnny only watched the Wexford Offaly 96 game back.
Yeah, that absolutely.
Let's play open.
Yeah, that was a fabulous. That was actually one of the best games of actually hurling. You know, and I suppose Wexford actually in that 96, to me, it showed the fitness of Wexford. And you know, they slept on the Cork beach, and you know, I think there were extras for Saving Private Ryan or something like that. But they might still have been in it. But and they'd done all that kind of work and that so. But in that last 5 or 10 minutes of that, it was nip and tuck all the way, and it was that pace, and you know, you're moving the ball, and you move it quickly, and the whole lot. But in the last 5 or 10 minutes, you could see, an Offaly lad getting hooked where he wasn't in that first hour. So Wexford still had the legs, you know, and that was it. But yeah, that was a fabulous game. Listen, the game has changed. You got the ball, you hit it up the field, and you know, Johnny Flaherty, God rest him, you know, he's at Offaly, you know, he made a statement at halftime. Is there any lads out there even capable of hitting the ball into me? It didn't make a difference what way it came in. Just anyone capable of hitting the ball into me. Yeah. So that was it. And that was the ethos of that day, or that time. Get the ball and hit in. And then obviously it changed
dramatically.
Yeah, I suppose it kind of came in. I don't know really where it came in. Was it Davy Fitz started bringing tactics or not? You know,
people say the O'Connors too, like
Cork.
Ben O'Connor. They had the running game, of course. Yeah, like you know, and that Cork team, the two O'Connors, and there's another runner there, fast, like you know, they were small. Shawnee McGrath was in the corner, so they adapted to that. You know, but now, sure, you can't pass a ball to a lad unless there's no one on him, and you know, unless there's no one in the stand beside him in case he messes it up. You know,
it's true. What's the most memorable game you played in, Johnny? Would it be one of the All Ireland finals or one of the games of Burr?
I always said my most memorable, my fondest game was Fitzgibbon Cup final in '93. Mainly because actually I played very well in it, obviously. Yeah, okay. But it was just one of the, like, there's a big kind of story to it as well, that I didn't really like Fitzgibbon hurling. Right? It didn't really like college. Well, yeah, it was, you know, I think when looking back at it, I done an ag degree in thing. I'm not overly passionate about agriculture, you know, but I like lots of lads going in probably the wrong course, and didn't really buy into the training either. And for about 3 or 4 years there, Offaly thought I was training with UCD, and UCD thought I was training with Offaly, so I wasn't training with anyone. But the Fitzgibbon one, the Fitzgibbon in '93, we went to play a semi-final. I said I'd go to a wedding. This story has been out there, but I said, the girlfriend said to me about a month or thing, listen, we have a wedding on. I said, right, no problem at all. And then it comes out Fitzgibbon semi-final is down in Watford.
Wait, the same day or the next day? Or?
Same day.
At the wedding.
Yeah. So I says to myself, right, okay, listen, I have to go down to this thing. Not that I was training or anything, but I had to go down because I think really there was only about 2 or 3 county lads on it now.
Right.
You know, again, a lot of
Agricultural lads.
agriculture and any other kind of lads on it, you know. And anyway, I went down to play in Waterford anyway, and miserable all day. Well, I've never seen 2 teams wanting to lose a match as much. That's all I could say. And I did nothing. You know, I probably the best at all that. Midfield. I say hoping. I think the score line on it was 13 points to 14. All right. Now, not that at that time that might have been. It was even a low score at that time, and yeah. But Jesus, everybody was useless. So they were. Anyway, I got into the car, back up to the wedding, and I had back up to the wedding, and came back down the next day, and we were playing UCC. You know.
Yeah.
And Pat Hartnett was playing for UCC, who had played in the 86 All-Ireland Senior Hurling Final.
Right.
And Cotton Casey. So they had a couple of big lads, you know. And we had just, I won't even say myself because I'm only from Offaly. A couple of lads from Laois, 2 from kind of South Wexford or whatever, and maybe a Wicklow lad, you know. Going out against them. But what I enjoyed about the game, you know, after about 10 minutes, I really got into it and just took control of it and was dominating. And I remember we were 4 points down with maybe 5 or 6 minutes to go. And Eamon Scanlon was with us as well. And he got sent off in against Wexford. And he was there, and we had this other Wexford lad, Jim Bulger, and his father was something down in Wexford and a big man, but not the horse trainer or whatever, but different lad. But he was on freeze. But I just remember the thing was that we got a free about 40 yards out, you know, and instead of bringing out the corner forward, you know, this kind of thing, you know, Fenlon, take that, or not Fenlon, Scanlon, take that, put it over the bar and get on with it. You know, and that's what we did. And we brought it back by 2 or 3 points or whatever, and we drew it, went to extra time. And Jim Byrne, he was in at full forward, he scored 3-7 that day. Yes. So that to me was a great memory. But then listen, you know, there's other ones, like, I mean, you know, you never mentioned me Munster medal there.
You have a Munster medal?
I have, of course.
What did you explain? You have to explain that one to us.
Well, sure, we bet Clare in Thurles in the All-Ireland semi-final.
That's a Munster medal.
Sure, it has to be, wouldn't it?
Come out of it.
What? I'm just leaving it. Well, that was a day. Listen, you know, I mean, all the talk in that time was about Munster final.
Yeah.
And you can just totally understand, like, I mean, that day in 98, you know, we arrived in about 1 o'clock or an hour and a half beforehand into Hayes' hotel. Like, the square was packed.
It's magic, yeah.
And it was magic. And it was magic afterwards as well, you know. So, and, you know, and a great atmosphere in that. So,
did you ever get in trouble when you were playing?
In trouble? How way?
With management or anyone, like
on or off the field?
On or off the field, like, or were
I
can't imagine you were a choir boy.
No, we were dropped 2 or 3 times.
Were you?
Yeah.
From Offaly, though.
Yeah.
Was it over the lack of training?
Listen, there would have always been kind of, listen, a few times, of course. Yeah. Listen, you have to be pulled back into line, you know, this kind of thing. But Cregan dropped us there, all right. Burrard won the Club All-Ireland in 95.
Yeah.
And I was captain of Burr, and I was also captain of Offaly.
Yeah.
So it was in April, and what happened in April then was that we won the Club All Ireland. So had a few pints, and then on the Monday, Cregan gives me a phone call. Johnny, you were expected at training Tuesday night. I says, okay, I mean, that's no problem. I'll send it on to the boys. I'll talk to the boys. Met the lads. Lads told me, we're not going training. You go back and tell them. All right. I said, right, okay, Eamon. Lads said, no, they're not going training. They're after winning the Club All-Ireland, first Club All-Ireland in Offaly, the whole on it. I don't care, he says. You're training. If you're not training, that's it. Yeah. I went back to the boys and says, boys, not afraid, no. I had to ring him and that. Just as it so happened, myself and Dottie Regan, he just happened to meet in our crony.
Right.
In Tipperary.
Yeah.
I was working in that area. He was working in that area. I pulled across and I says, hey, Regan, we have to go training tonight. He says, right. Oh, God damn it. This is around 3 o'clock. You know. Here, we'll go up here to the Western Pass for one and we'll talk about it. So as it turned out, we went up. And of course, the Burr lads that were there anyway realised that we weren't there at 6 o'clock, 6:30 to go to training. So they didn't go, So then we were
stood
playing.
United.
Yeah, we stood united. We chased one lad out the road that was in a different car and we brought him back. That's team spirit. That's team spirit. That's team spirit.
So none of the Burr lads went training.
None of the Burr lads went training. And we were playing Cork the next week in the league quarter final.
Yeah.
And they're all dropped. And after about 15 minutes, who does Cregan bring on? Only Muggins here. Now, this is after winning the Club All-Ireland. Right?
A week later. And who does he bring me on? Only Brian Corcoran. I wouldn't have been in my right frame of mind on a good week. So it was a kind of a penance.
A rude awakening.
Put me back in
How did the game go?
Oh, the Cork Bells. I think we were, I think we were only 4 points down, I think, when I came on, and I think we lost by 10.
Can't win them all.
When did you know it was time to call time on your intercounty career?
Listen, there's several ones on that. I suppose the fact there that that you're waking up in the morning, to be honest, and after the training the night before, and there's soreness and the stiffness and this and the other, and you're saying, here, do I want to kind of go, and do I want to push it? It was struggling through even 2000 and 2000. Yeah, in 2000 it was beginning to get the lifestyle.
It was catching up.
Has caught up. Now it was being only kind of 30, like that. And again, I suppose hindsight as well. If you kind of go back. If you go to now with terms of recuperation, all of that, like lads play a match and then to go in the next day for all this, that would have been good for me.
Yeah.
Pilates, yoga, stretching, all that kind of thing would have been very good to me, and would have stretched it on, but it didn't. So they had the aches and pains and that. But also then as well, Kilkenny were after giving us nice little trimming in 2000, in the All-Ireland in 2000. They also gave us a nice little trimming in the Leinster final that year and the Leinster final in 99. So our team was on the way down.
And they were a super bunch coming on.
And they were a super bunch coming on. So in 2001, I met one of the selectors asked me, was I going back? And I says, I'll tell you what I'll do. I says, if we draw Kilkenny in the first round, I'll go back.
Yeah.
And if not, because I said, at this stage, if you could beat Kilkenny, you have a chance. And it was knockout. It's knockout in the first round. It was backdoor. Only in the Leinster and Munster final.
Yes.
So, okay, give me Kilkenny in the background, and we'll either take our beating or we'll get them, And we took our beating. So that was kind of the last of it. Then,
but you played on with Burr for a while.
Yeah, I played on for Burr.
That's some era you had with Burr for All Ireland.
Yeah. From 95 all the way to 2003. In 2003, we put it back to back, which was great.
Great, it's unbelievable.
Yeah. We like to think it. But we're modest. And
an unbelievable, 4 Club All-Irelands.
Yeah.
That's some group to bring through, like.
Yeah, it is. I suppose. Listen, we often, even up to about a week ago, myself and Joerity and Sid, it was an awfully fundraiser on in Tullamore Court, and we ended. Listen, the three of us ended up telling us, at Whelan's at 1 o'clock in the morning, slapping ourselves and telling us how great we were over that 10-year period. You were great. No, you were great. No, I was great.
Johnny, you fucking deserve it.
Yeah, there was. Yeah, and listen, a lot of we had a lot of luck as well. Do you call it luck? I mean, there was 3 or 4 games there that went our way in the melting pot. We had a Club All Ireland against Dunloy in '95. We were 3 points down or 4 points down playing with the wind in the first half. And then, the weather conditions are horrendous. And you're saying, we're at nothing here. Marvellous second half to bring it back to go a point up. And Johnny steps up, gets the ball in the corner back spot, hits it straight out to his man. He puts it over the bar for a replay, win the replay and that. So you have bits of luck like that, as well.
The celebrating, is it different with the club?
Yeah, it was fairly similar, just different locations. It is, yeah. Listen, again, the older you get, the more you enjoy it, and they sit back there. The earlier ones were just kind of a little bit of a haze and this, that, and the other. And listen, it's great for your own club and that, and it's very hard for clubs outside it to be looking at this. But we had a great, and we believe that we had a great backing of the clubs. There might have been that little bitterness, and I would have been jealous of Rhinos winning their Leinster finals and county finals and this. I even remember, being jealous of Sarah Kieran's won their Clarine, the Dooleys and Kevin Keenan and Eugene. They won a county final before we did, and I'm looking at Johnny Dooney saying, why has he got a county medal and I don't? And all of that. But we had to go back, and then there was a great time around Burr and that. Whereas the county, I mean, you were in a different parish for the week. What we do in Offaly, of course, you come back to Burr. That's the Monday night. Tuesday night is it's the club captain, which is generally Rhinus. Then you have Kildare and Shinrone then on the Wednesday night. And that Ballyshannock, all right. So you've Clarine and Kennedy are also put in there on the way. Thursday night is a kind of a free night, which means that we'll go over to Tullamore again because we were there Monday, all right. And then Friday you have, maybe just get back into the swing of it.
You weren't lying when you told Ger Canning there was going to be a laundry.
Can I ask you, what do you do now with all your medals? And
my wife. For one of my birthdays, framed the majority of them. So it's there's a lovely frame there with them
up in the house.
Yeah, it's on the way down to the toilet.
And your All-Star?
My All-Star is shoved up there between a Laurel Hardy statue and something else, a wine holder. Or that. Well, the All-Star, you see, I don't really. The All-Star, I got an All-Star in 1990. Cork won the All-Ireland. And awfully Galway bit the out of us in the semi-final. And then now Michael Coleman, God rest him, he got an automatic All-Star right there in the middle of the field. And then in the other, you had 3 nominations. And there was Declan Carr, there was myself, and there was Joachim Kelly. Now Declan Carr was taken off in the 3 Munster matches that he played, and Joachim Kelly played 20 minutes. All right, the 2 poor Cork lads got nothing. I don't even think they wouldn't have been even invited to the banquet. So they wouldn't. So that was the All-Star, So that's between Laurel and Harley.
The last question we'll ask you, Johnny, before we leave you go is, what would you change with the game today?
There's not really an awful lot. I was just thinking about it and thing. Like the rules are fine. It's just the way it's being played now.
Yeah.
So if we can bring in some kind of coloured card for stupidity, it'd be marvellous. And, just bring in a foul there for, why? To me, we see it quite regularly here, and you'll probably see it over the weekend as well. Like the goalkeeper pucked it about cornerback will puck it to that fullback over to that cornerback, back to the goalkeeper, and this is it.
Yeah.
Or else he'll puck it to this lad out on the 45. The lad in the 45 will get it, and he has no one around him. And what's he do? He hand passes to this lad over here in the corner. Yeah. So a referee, will bring in a free back in for stupidity.
Yeah.
But on all of that, of course, listen, football, it is creeping in, boys, whether we like it or not. It's creeping in the way the football was. It's gone possession game. It's gone hand passing. Listen, I can see it there. Why awfully, the opposition are pulling back. They're waiting for you to get to the 45.
Yeah.
They're bad. They're full bad. All the back line is crowded out. So you're actually being asked to come to the 45. And they're going to allow you to have that at the 21 and the 14. Yeah. So there's going to have to be something kind of probably done in that at some stage. Again, in along the lines of, you can't get a ball inside the 45 from a puck out.
Yeah.
Or something like that, because
you'd like to see it more direct, more long striking.
Well, again, I think it disappoints and it disgusts everybody where lads are getting the ball. Like we've seen it there even throughout the league. A Cork lad was getting the ball and he's able to tap it off the ground, put it on his heart, take 3 or 4 more steps, and still no one come near him.
Yeah.
And then I'll pass it back to the full back. over to the other cornerback.
Fullback shouldn't be getting the ball.
No cornerback should be getting the ball. Around the fullback,
Cornerbacks do their best hurling without the ball.
That's it. That's it. Their job is to prevent lads from scoring. End of story. So listen, that'll be the thing. The hand pass is there, all right, but it's very hard to police. But in general, very hard to police in that.
Our lads are giving up. A referee called us in. He said, "Boys, I'm not going looking for the hand passes."
Yeah.
As we said this before the game.
You can throw it if you want.
No, our lads. Like he meant within reason, though.
Yeah,
our lads trying overhand passes. Like.
They're throwing it really. Yeah.
Fucking hell, Johnny, it's a pleasure to have you down.
No, boys, thanks very much. Thanks,
and we do secretly like Offaly.
We're repairing Tipperary Offaly relations here.
Hopefully over the next, we had a great 4 or 5 year period there. Because we won football All Ireland.
Football All Ireland. You were a selector with the Offaly team that won.
I was advising all those lads.
That won the under-20 All Ireland.
Yeah. We were there, and Leo and Huey and
you've a good crew coming through enough.
Good crew, yeah, good lads. I like them. They're there for the last 3 or 4 years. We're a bit light naturally enough, and that'll come on. But they're very intelligent hurlers, blessed with speed.
Yeah.
And they don't tend to listen to me an awful lot, which is a good thing.
So they're going well.
They're going well.
The future is bright.
They have a future.
Johnny Pilkington.
Thanks, Johnny.
Thanks, lads. Thanks.
Hey! This is On The Bench with the two Johnnies with Board Gosh Energy. You've got to love the weekend. On The Bench drops on Fridays. There's loads of cracking GAA to watch Saturday and Sunday. And with our sponsors, Board Gosh Energy's Weekend Smart Plan, we get night rates all weekend long. Lovely stuff altogether.